make an impact. It's Wilson's Seahawks going up against Ryan's Falcons. So let's get over to the ATL, Atlanta. Standing by our commentary team of Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he powers his way up past the 30. Yeah, for Coleman, if you combine the rushing and receiving yards, close to 1,000 last year. He had 8 touchdowns as well, and was just really a great 1-2 combo with Devontae Freeman.
An outstanding one, and just think, if he's on just about any other NFL team, he's probably the lead running back. And Devontae Freeman gets the bulk of the carries. But Coleman, when he does get his hands on the football, he really produces in a big way, speaking of the numbers you just gave.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. So the D-line's going to spread out. They'll run it now out of the gun, pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Here's the offense, and we talk about the tight end, Jacob Tammett.
A lot of people thought of him as simply a safety valve receiver. He can be a primary receiver. Jacob Tammett shows better athleticism than what people expect.
On second down, Ryan. And this is Gabriel on the catch.
NIKEELITEST.
And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On first and 10, it's Ryan. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a second down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, and it's third down. And a look at Seattle's defense.
When Bobby Wagner's career is said and done, people are going to look back and say he was an absolute steal in the NFL draft. A Pro Bowl player for any team.
Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. Throwing again, Ryan. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped, altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it, and now fourth down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And it appears they'll go for it here on fourth down. A big call on the game's opening drive. Fourth down, here's Ryan. Finding Gabriel complete. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Ryan will throw again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job, way to knock it down.
Again, Ryan. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones from 3 yards out. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And his kick is good. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. In motion left, Curse. First carry for Thomas Rawls. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Earlier, partner, when discussing Russell Wilson, you said you think he's best when Seattle is running back centric. Is Thomas Rawls the centerpiece going forward there?
I think so because of what he did 2 seasons ago before he got hurt. Because he runs that offense the way they want it run. One cut, downhill, get upfield, and Thomas Rawls is perfect for that. If he stays healthy, that allows Russell Wilson now to throw the play action to bootleg passes that really hurt other teams defensively.
And Rawls has youth on his side, just 23. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. In motion left, Curse.
Tempo. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Be good.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And that one results in 35 yards.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola. And then, of course, to Stanford. And, boy, he's been good. In motion left, Curse. They go again with Rawls. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They run with the power back, Rawls. And he is going to lose yardage here. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be...
Julio Jones all alone. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 78 yards. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Now here's Bryant to kick it away.
Damn.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. In motion left, Curse. They stay on the ground. Rawls again. There goes Thomas Rawls. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Thomas rolls 68 yards. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. And that one makes it 14-7. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score.
Nice run.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. Here's Ryan to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
We got 4.
Ready, 30. There we go.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
Gun.
49, check 49, check
11.
Check 9, check 9.
Here we go on 4th down with Ryan. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. It's a 4-receiver look to the right side.
Kill.
59, ready.
Whip. Watch the whip.
Left.
Switch it. Come on.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
On 2nd down, rolls. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Third down and 8 now.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On third down, Wilson. Dancing to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's fourth down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check
Bring
Mike.
it up, bring it up.
Flare, alert, flare. Alert 3.
Shotgun.
Hey, check safety.
Zebra.
Check.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot.
Hey, check motion man. Put your hands on him. Get hands.
Here we go on fourth with Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Now Wilson. He's got time. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And he's going to go out of bounds, taking it down inside the 25. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Big jumbo.
And the wide out in motion.
Easy.
Check 3.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. This will be caught inside the 10. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jermaine Kurz, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were a lock to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina, the defending NFC champs going into last season, they didn't make it. So I think that all 3 could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready?
Let's go.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh.
If they get the young quarterback going and that defense continues to live up to expectations, they can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D. You're right. They just need the O. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. And he's got Sanu. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
Hey, let's go.
Check.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And Brandon, I think Mohamed Sanu had a nice career while he was in Cincinnati, but he really elevated 2016 in Atlanta. The most catches for himself in a single season.
59 of them, 4 touchdowns. Really a nice compliment to Julio Jones, and he was a nice compliment in Cincinnati. I don't want to say he's not a number 1 receiver, but he plays that number 2 slot well, doesn't he?
He does, and I think it's because of his versatility. He can play in the slot. He can play out wide. They can use him as a wildcat quarterback. He has thrown passes in the NFL. In fact, going back to his days at Rutgers, I think he threw 18 passes while he was at Rutgers. So you never know what you're going to get when Mohamed Sanu has his hands on the football.
They go play. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
45, Mike, 45. Gun.
Mark that.
Under 10, 10.
Easy.
Under crush.
95.
52.
Tempo.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson being chased out left. Complete. Richardson has it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
Switch gears.
One left.
Kill.
19.
He's coming. We got double up.
Now Wilson on first down. Buying time to his left. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. When tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. Put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll go down inside the 45. What's that? Now? Oh, we're back. Okay, well, something happened to Larry in the halftime show, I guess. We're ready for the third quarter. Let's go. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
And he's going to get about 7 yards. On that one, up to around the 33.
There we go. Nice play, baby.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield.
Hey.
Check. Crunch.
Hey.
Watch twist.
And he motions the wide receiver. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go, and he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Time running out here on the play clock. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Dancing to his left. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
In motion left, Curse. Another run, but this time it's Rawls. And he's going to cut it back left here. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Thomas Rawls, his second touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play there. Ryan to Jones. 41 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Incomplete on the right side. It's Tammy. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
His pass caught at the 4. A gain of 6 there on first.
While sometimes it doesn't appear like much, the out route can be very dangerous when you throw it to a guy like Julio Jones. If you try and undercut it, he can turn into a big play. But the reason he's able to get it so often is because of his ability to push people deep, and they have to respect that.
Ryan will throw again. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Now Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for him.
There goes Thomas Rawls. 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown. touchdown, Seattle. Thomas rolls 72 yards, and the Seahawks add on to their lead. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left. 58, you go tight.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And Tammy with it over the middle. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to have the football back as the 3rd quarter comes to an end.
Turn up.